channel. Thank you so much for joining me for my new video. I have another swatch and review for you. Today we're going to be looking at the new Morgan Taylor collection for spring 2022. It is called Full Bloom. This is a new 6-piece collection that is available in the regular lacquer, as well as their gelish line, which is their long wear line, as well as I believe it's called the Gelish Express Dip Powder line as well. So we have 5 new cream shades here, and then a really sheer shimmery topper, or it can also be a standalone polish here. So obviously pastels have been trending a lot this spring. There are a few light, more pastel shades, but these are not all, well, we have a couple that are not pastels. I would say half are and half are not, and even the ones that are pastel, they're not like what I would think of with super traditional pastel shades, but I absolutely love this collection. I don't tend to buy a lot of Morgan Taylor collections, like full collections. I really love their polishes, but I usually just kind of pick and choose which ones I like, mainly because, especially with their cream polishes, if I have, usually I have something from Essie or OPI that's very similar, and so I tend to gravitate towards those. I tend to reach for those and not necessarily my Morgan Taylors, but I do love the brand and their polishes. I love the brush, the application. All of these were incredible formulas, so that alone is a huge selling point for me. So the colors as well, I love the color story of this collection. It is amazing. You're mixing in, like I said, the kind of trendiness that we've seen with the pastels, but also other colors that might even be pushing it a little bit for spring, and I love it when brands do that. A couple of these are even a little unique to my collection, and as we all know, that's not an easy feat. We can just put it that way. So, because I have a lot of polishes. So anyway, so I will link these down below. I got mine from Polish Pick, like I said, and I believe last time I checked she had all of them. I'm also going to be swatching these over the Orly Bonder base coat. So if that's something that you're interested in, I will link that below. If you have not subscribed to my channel already, please do that. Also make sure you hit the notification bell to make sure you never miss out on new content coming to the channel. You can also find me on Instagram, and you can email me. I will put all that information below. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get into the swatches, and then I wanna talk a little bit about the collection. So let's go ahead and get into the swatches. As always, I am using Basecoat under all of my swatches to protect my natural nails. If you are interested, it is the Orly Bonder base coat. I will link information about that down in the description box. The first polish is called Bloom Service. This is a dusty green leaning teal cream. So as you can see here, we have amazing coverage on the first coat. This is basically a one coater. I am showing you 2 coats, as I always do. That's just my preference. So with the second coat, the color doesn't deepen a whole lot. As much as I've gotten a little bit tired of teals, I was the most excited about this one, and it actually ended up being one of my favorites of the collection. It is absolutely beautiful, and I like to see a darker shade like this even in a spring collection. This is another one that would be a great transitional shade from spring and summer into fall, so absolutely beautiful, definitely a winner for me. Next up, we have the shade Best Buds, and this is a gray-toned light blue cream. So this ended up being my second favorite in the collection. I absolutely love shades like this. I love this shade of blue. I love the gray tone to it. I'm a sucker for gray toned anything when it comes to polishes. And of course, you also get a beautiful formula here. 2-coat opacity, absolutely nothing to complain about there. I find colors like this are always chic, they're always on trend, and again, I think this is another great option if you're looking for transitional shades. So I would even wear this one going into fall. The next polish is called I Lilac What I'm Seeing, and this is a dusty cream shade. Even though the title suggests that it's a lilac, this is definitely more of like a dusty pink shade, maybe with a touch of purple. So personally, I found this one to be a bit misnamed. I definitely see that there is purple in this one, but I also find it leaning a bit more pink than I would say lilac. Either way, it is another beautiful dusty cream in this collection. It has great transitional shade potential. I also think it's a really beautiful complement to Best Buds, which we just looked at, and colors like this are always on trend. They're always chic. Either way, I think it's another winner, no matter how you describe the color. The next shade is called Plant One On Me, and this is a medium-toned rosy pink cream. So this is not one that is super unique to my collection, but that is okay because it is beautiful, and as you can see here, just in one coat we get pretty much full color coverage. I am showing it to you, of course, in 2 coats. I do love this shade. I never get tired of this shade, even though I have plenty of them, particularly from OPI and Essie and brands like that. But again, I think this one is beautiful, and again, I think that this would be a great one not just this time of year, but also in fall. So absolutely no complaints here. Another beautiful shade in this collection. Next up, we have Pick Me Please, and this is a light pink cream that features a blue to purple flash. Again, great coverage here on the first coat. I kind of expected this one to be a 3-coater, but as you will see here, I did reach full opacity in 2 coats. Another thing that I really like about this one is that when the polish dries, the blue to purple flash is still visible. That does not always happen, but we still have it with this one, and so even when it dries down, of course, you'll also want to have top coat, but that flash does not go away, and I think that that's what takes this from just like a light neutral pink color to something a little bit extra but still chic and obviously very trendy. And the last polish is called Feeling Flirty, and this is a pink jelly base packed with iridescent flakies. So I think that this polish rounds out this collection really nicely. One thing that I do want to say, I am building this up in 3 coats here. If you are looking to get the color that you see in the bottle, this is a polish that is intentionally sheer, and so you're not going to get exactly what you see in the bottle. 2 to 3 coats on its own, and you get a really lovely wash of color. However, this one is great because it can also be a topper, and that base is sheer enough that it's going to actually be really effective as a topper. I also really love the iridescent flakies. I don't think that we see enough of those in mainstream polishes. I also love jelly bases, so for me, this one is a winner. It will really come down to preference and whether you prefer to wear it on its own or use it as a topper or use it as both. Either way, it's a lovely way to round out this very well-rounded collection. There you have it, swatches of the new Morgan Taylor collection for spring 2022 Full Bloom. So I am really excited to know what you guys think about this collection. I love this collection. When I first started seeing the press for this collection and some of the earlier swatch and reviews, I was sold. And then when I sat down to swatch them, like, I don't know what kind of sorcery is going on with these spring collections this year and these formulas, but they are fantastic. First of all, what I want to say about this collection is the color story. I really love collections with a well-curated set of colors with a cohesive color story, not just beautiful colors just kind of put together, but 6 colors or whatever number colors that I think go together really well as a collection. And as I've said before, I feel like sometimes with a 6-piece collection, that can be a little difficult to do, especially if you're not doing a collection where all of the finishes are exactly the same. That's just my opinion. I think it can be a little difficult sometimes to do that, and you don't really have a lot of polishes to work with when you're doing like a 6-piece collection. So I love the fact that you do have some of the pastel, like what we've been seeing this year. Pastels are trending, and I love the fact that you have ones like I Lilac What I'm Seeing, where if you are someone who likes the neutral shades. This is one that I think would go well any occasion, any time of year, really. I don't tend to be, I'm not really strict about wearing certain polish colors, according to just the seasons, but I know some people are, but I feel like this is one that would be great any time of year. So I also really love the fact that they included these two shades, which are a little bit darker. I think that these are the perfect kind of transitional shades as we finish transitioning from winter into spring. And honestly, these are shades that I would also wear in the fall. I could see myself wearing these in the fall a lot, especially with this one too, with Bloom Service having such an amazing, pretty much one coat formula. You can't go wrong. So I also really was not prepared for how much I was going to love feeling Fleur-ty, but I really loved this one. I love it when a polish is versatile. This can be a standalone polish, as I showed you in my swatches at 2 and 3 coats. And it can also be a really nice topper. So I love this on its own because I love that really kind of like jelly look on the nail. To me, this one has a base color that's very similar, well, also in consistency to like Essie's Pink Glove Service it is. And yet I also love the fact that they added in those iridescent flakies, like those shards like that. It just really adds something extra to that really beautiful pink color. And there's also, like I said, a shimmer to the pink base as well. And so I thought that this was just amazing in formula as well, and it's super versatile. So my two favorites from the collection, when I sat down to swatch these, I had predicted that these two, Bloom Service and Best Buds, would be my favorites, and they were. So I love this shade of blue. This is not super unique to my collection, but I love these kind of light blue shades. To me, this almost has like a pinch of gray to it, which I really love. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Zoya's Lake. I'm not saying that they're like dead on dupes or anything, because I don't think they are, but it's very similar. So if you know that shade, I find this one very similar to that, but I almost feel like there is like a pinch of gray in it. I could be wrong about that. And then Bloom Service, I can't say enough about this one. I love, it leans very green. It has like a dustiness to it. And I mean, it's practically a one coater. So that is incredible. So the pigmentation of this one is incredible. Formula wise, I can't say enough across the board. Formula wise, this is a very, very good collection. And that's another thing with a 6-piece collection. You don't want to have a collection where, you might like the colors or you might like the finishes, but the formulas are, I don't want bad formulas anytime, but if the formulas aren't that great or they're not consistent, that can really, again, especially with only 6 polishes in a collection, that can really, kind of reflect badly on the collection. But I think that Morgan Taylor knocked it out of the park. This is probably one of my favorite collections that they've done, particularly for spring. So I love it. I love the mix of neutrals with the pastels, with some shimmer, a fun shade like this one that can also be a topper. And of course, it just, to me, the transitional shades, along with what's trending for spring and a little something extra, I just think makes this collection brilliant and really stand out for me. So I want to know what you all think about this collection, so please feel free to leave your comments below. And if you decide to pick any of these up, let me know which ones that you are thinking of picking up. Again, I got mine from Polish Pick. I will link that information down below. I love Polish Pick. Her customer service, as I've said many times, is amazing. And you get polishes for 50% off of their retail price, and the shipping is really awesome too. So I will link all of that down below, and like I said, let me know what you guys think about this collection. You can also check things out over on Instagram. I'll be posting some swatches there as well. And yeah, so thank you guys so much as usual for watching. I will see you next time. Bye.